Hello, streaming to you live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Monday, April 6th, 2026, and I want to talk about mental focus and clarity again. And then I'll follow up with a 9-minute warm up and doing back and bicep exercises for today for Move It Monday. And mental focus and clarity. I bring forth some examples to you where last week I test my mental focus and clarity. And on Wednesday, there was a particular puzzle that you're going to see. I'm going to play the video here. So basically, this is on LinkedIn, and I set the screen record and opened up the puzzle. And to my surprise, there was question marks. And I thought, oh, what is this here? And you can see I'm attempting to solve this puzzle, and I go this way. I thought, oh, roadblock. No, that's not the way to go. I can't do it that way. And so I'm debating here which way I go, which way. Okay, there we go. And bang, solve it. So my average score is 23 seconds. And I scored above the average, which was 25. So my score 23, the average score 25. So when I look at that, I thought, oh, it's pretty good. You know, my mental focus was working. And when I score above the average, as you see here, it supports the statement of one of the benefits that you reap from the use of the X39. And at my age of 49, I want to keep this thing working as long as I can. And fueling it the right way, powering it the body, encouraging the body to heal itself, and you reap the benefits from it. So that was April 1st. And let's have a look at another one here, whatever this one is here. So this puzzle here was on... Oh, so this is the description of why the puzzle was made the way it was. And it was something that was released, of a short video released by the creators of the puzzle on LinkedIn, and they said this is the first time that they had done it, and they called it a mystery puzzle or a mystery zip, and they're going to include this for regular players down the road or into the future. And since I'm a regular player, I was part of one of those people that played this puzzle, because not everyone got the question marks. So it was depending on how many consecutive days you were playing, then you either earned the right to play it or not. And that was kind of a nice surprise, to say the least. And apparently it was quite well received because of the surprise. There was lots of people that didn't expect it at all. And it was quite interesting to read the comments, and some people were like all for it, like, yeah, I want to see more of that, and so forth. So it creates a little bit of excitement in the world of this puzzle. So I played that video on that one. Here was another screen capture. I don't know which day this was. And so here's another puzzle where I'm trying to solve it. And this is my actual screen capture. And okay, looking good. Look, all right, I see it. That done. So, and my score, 12 seconds, which was above the average of 19 and this is comparing against people worldwide. So is it again another validation of mental clarity and focus that you get from the use of the X39. It just, now, the X39 on itself may not work for you, especially if you are not eating the 3 aminos, which on, I think it was on Saturday, I talked more diligently, or brought it up again, and largely because this does not work if you are not fueling your body with those 3 aminos. It just doesn't, because it needs your body needs a combination of things in order for it to heal itself, and it has always been this way, and it will always be that way. That will never change. And so when I see stuff like this, I want to show you.
Think of skin health peptides, they only think about GHKCU, but you're missing glutathione and KPV. When you start with those, you're actually hitting your oxidative stress as well as inflammation. So if you're acne prone, you struggle with acne, you stop birth control, anything like that, this is where you can start. Glutathione is a master antioxidant, and it also detoxes your liver, which is directly linked to your skin health. It also helps shift melanin production, so it's going to help with brightening and evening out your skin tone as well. KPV is your gut health peptide. It's directly tied to gut health as well as bloating. And your face, your acne, is a direct correlation to what's going on inside of your gut. It's a very strong anti-inflammatory peptide, so it can help calm your breakouts as well as help with any redness and overall strengthen your skin barrier. From there, once you kind of get acne and everything at bay, then run the GHKCU for maintenance, glowiness, skin tightening, collagen elastin stimulation, all the things. But these 3 peptides are what I would suggest for somebody struggling with active acne.
What does this look like? So, peptides, they're the latest craze. And when I look at this video here, especially the one with, you see the needle, what does that remind you of? To me, it looks like steroids. I'm just saying. And these people on the screen are younger than I am. And people are watching these videos and saying, oh yeah, I gotta get these peptides. Really? At what expense does that have on your longevity? Oh, but it's gonna help me, get my muscles faster. I don't know. Because if you know anything about peptides, the GHK, glutathione, AHK, they all are synthesized inside the body when you provide the fuel. GHK has 3 aminos: glycine, histidine, and lysine. And when it combines with copper inside your body, then it turns into the GHKCU. And if you are eating the right amino acids, the right proteins, and if your body is not synthesizing it, there's a bigger problem. Because in order for your body to digest those amino acids, you need to have one strong stomach acid, hydrochloric acid. And if your body's not producing it, if you suffer from acid reflux, well then that for me is sign number 1 that you need to fix. Because injecting those peptides is not going to fix your digestive system. It might fix it just provides the fuel, but it's synthetic. So why would you put that into your body? Long term, you are hurting yourself significantly. And when I see this kind of advertisements, and then they talk about, glutathione is good for your skin. Do you know how glutathione is synthesized? Do you really know? 3 amino acids. Again, if your body is not able to digest the proteins into singular amino acids and synthesize them into your naturally, which your body has been doing since you were born. What is going on? Are these people here, did they inject themselves with the mRNA and all of a sudden now their body doesn't synthesize these proteins and then they have to inject peptides? Is that an outcome? Is that a potential outcome? Think about it. Question it. Now, if having mental clarity and focus allows me to question that, am I actually saving myself from potential consequences or premature consequences? And I asked this question because earlier, or back on December, I'm going to show you, December 18th, 2025, I reported this guy, Wang Kun. Wang Kun. Rest in peace. And someone comments, new roids, kill. Huh? Is it a coincidence that these peptides are potentially doing that? Unregulated, synthesized with all these different compounds, putting them inside the body, and basically people are wrecking their digestive system, and then when they eat foods which they need to eat to properly fuel the body, can't do it because it's messed up. Who's the stupid one? I'm asking the question. Now, I plan to be here for a while. I ain't planning on going anywhere. That's why I talk about drinking the cleanest and most absorbable water. These are real things that support the body and help it survive, have longevity. Meanwhile, these people are influencing young ones, saying, 30 years old, gone. 1995, I remember exactly where I was in 1995. And I remember what happened 6 years later. I remember exactly where I was. So, my point is, make good decisions with mental clarity, focus. It will save you. Don't be stupid. Everything is here for our bodies to live well, live long, and to live young. Make the right choices. Is this a better choice? Depends on where you live. You don't need to use it. If you get deep infrared sunlight every single day, then you are activating the process of photobiomodulation inside your body. But you need to make sure that you have those the appropriate amino acids, so that way body can say, okay, I know what to do with this. And maybe all you need is the cleanest and most absorbable water. Because I'll tell you, there's nothing anybody can tell me to convince me otherwise that the water does not contribute to longevity. Nothing. Because I wouldn't have the energy levels that I do 6 days a week. Right here, live stream. I wouldn't have it if I wasn't making good choices. And before coming down to my basement here, I put a pinch of salt in my mouth, let it dissolve. So that way I get the different minerals and the magnesium. Because do you ever see my legs cramp here when I'm skipping at 224 beats per minute as I did on Saturday during the fitness stress testing. I was close to reaching that goal of 250 skips with that black rope. And then I switched to the beaded one, and then I switched to the rope master. I found the first attempt was close. It was in the 90 percentile. If I look back at the log, I'll show you here. So, do I have to refresh it? Yes, I do. Okay. So, I've got here, just going to raise this up so you can see. The first attempt, I finished 58.75. I needed 62, so that was at 94%. And then the beaded rope, I don't know what happened. I tripped after 96 skips. And then with the rope master, I did 134. So it was just I didn't have as much gas in the tank after the first attempt there. So it's going to vary from week to week. Some weeks I'm going to be stronger, and a lot of that has to do with how much what I eat. You know, the day before, it's going to drastically affect performance. And this is one thing that I have learned over the course of time. Each time I'm doing this test, sometimes I'm really, really close, and I hit the mark. Last week with the rope master, I killed it. I nailed the test. But this past weekend, not so good. So the body is going to have periods of, up and down. And that's okay. I'm okay with that, because then it's demonstrating that I'm a human. And in order to continuously progress, you got to stay consistent with your methods. And will there come a time where I will plateau? Yeah, I think so. But I'm going to try very hard not to. I'm going to keep trying to find a way to test myself. And that in itself, I think, is motivational and keeps things realistic as well. So don't fall for the convenience of things. Convenience is not good. Oh, but if you say, oh, it's going to help me, get that sponsorship deal. Well, there's better ways of living. Don't make choices that are going to really shorten your lifespan. Not good. There's a lot of bad things out there. Be smart about it. And if this can help you, whether it's performance, these things are natural. You can take them anywhere with you around the world. Here, available in over 60 countries. This is what triggers glutathione production. It's a patch. It works off of light. And when you have those 3 amino acids, glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine, then glutathione gets created. And glutathione is the natural antioxidant. It's a peptide, essentially, in a roundabout way. It's kind of the same thing. So fuel your body with what it knows how to utilize, and do it naturally, the right way. Now, if you don't get the sunlight, if you're working night shift all the time, then stuff like this is a benefit. Much like the testimonial I shared over the weekend. night shift nursed. He says it works for him. Sleeping better, makes it all adds up. So today I am wearing the X49 and the X39, and today's exercises, I'm going to start with the 9-minute warm-up and then do back and bicep exercises. So for today, the sequence, I have planned a lat pull down, and the lat pull down I have on the ceiling. I've got a band attached here and one over here, so straight up on the ceiling. Here, I'll switch the camera view so you can see. Oh, you can see them here. So there, one is attached here, the other one is here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is kneel down onto the vibration plate, and so I will pull down. First one is going to be pulling, and then so pull down like this, so a little bit more wider, but the elbow is at kind of like a 45. And then what I'm going to do is kind of mimic the iron cross. So I'm going to pull down and move the elbows like this a little bit, okay? And that way it's going to activate some of the rhomboids and the scapula in the back, and as well as the lats. So it's going to be more of a complex type movement today. And the reason being is because I have red bands also attached to the wall. So you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, there's band attached to the ceiling and then a second band attached to the wall. And so when I'm going to do the lat pull down, basically it's going to be pulling down, and then also especially when you're pulling this way, so it's going to involve the rear deltoids and the scapula and the rhomboids. So it's going to become more of a so let's say if you're doing a pull-up on the bar like this, you're pulling it up and you're moving like this, right? So basically it's kind of the same thing. So it's going to be kind of an easier version, but where I'll be able to sustain it for a longer period of time. So that's kind of what it's going to mimic. And with the vibration, then you're going to have a lot of disturbance, and you have to be able to stiffen up the core and the glutes and the quads as well. So they're going to become involved as well when you're moving throughout the range of movement. So pulling it down like this, so it's kind of like that, and moving the elbows, because that's where I'm going to anchor the bands, is at the elbow, and then the elbows are going to control, and that way it takes the grip out, and there's no flex in here, right? Like if you have strong grip strength, then of course you can do it, but then there's only so many reps that you can do, especially if you're a beginner, let's say. Then the second exercise is going to be the chin up and the row. So with the bands attached the way they are, so I'm basically going to pull this way and then row it through, and by having the bands attached to the wall is going to activate different parts of the back and strengthen it. And so by changing the movement, instead of going sideways for the first one, it's going to be this way and pulling it through, and that way it's going to get other parts of the back, involve a little more of the lower back, and then the third exercise is going to be what I call elbow smashes. So I'm basically going to face the camera and take the same anchor point and put them on the elbow and then move them forward like this. So I'm smashing it like I'm going to be smashing the elbows down. So by moving it this way here, you're gonna feel the scapula and the rhomboids probably a little bit more, and so it's gonna mimic as if I'm swimming in the water and moving the water. So that's kind of the idea behind it. And again, it's going to be with standing, or I'll be most likely standing for this, for the elbow smashes. So then of course you're going to have to stiffen up your core as well in order to be able to execute the smash. So it's going to become more of a complex type movement today. And then for the biceps, I'm going to start with the brachialis. So that's where I'm going to take the band and then anchor it underneath my feet, and then curl them up like this. So I'm going to attach it at the elbow, or not the elbow, the wrist, and pull them up like this. So that's the brachialis. So switching the position, and then I will transition to a pelican type movement. So this comes from calisthenics. So I'm going to use the bands, and that's when the bicep is going to be stretched behind and then pulling it this way. So you'll see how I will anchor the bands. One will be, I think, high at the high point over here. One band I think I'll put red one here, and then another one here in the center somewhere there for the pelican press, or pelican pull, I guess you can call it. And then the last one will be a preacher curl, where I will raise the vibration plate, put my feet on it, and then sit on the exercise ball, and then do a preacher curl. So, and in the last two, you can incorporate pronation and supination as well as part of the movement, so that way you can activate those other fibers that are in there. So when you're turning the bicep, you can see how it changes. This is supination, pronation is this way. So don't want to forget that as well. So that's today's sequence of exercises. For the warm-up, I'm going to set the metronome at 145. 224 is what I did on Saturday. All right. Or I'll go 140 today. I think that's what I'll do. And let's begin. So, turn on the heart rate monitor. Come on. There we go. So 6.5 minutes of So 140 is a slower pace than what I normally do. So I'm incorporating some higher knees with a slower pace. All right, so oh my goodness. Oh, lovely. So, in 30 seconds, I'm going to change to doing double unders and running steps. So 8 and 8 of each, back to back, all the way to the finish. All right, let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3. gonna grab some water. There's one thing I'm noticing now is the increase in the sensation from the X49. I can sense that cinnamon smell. It's coming. And it's quite pronounced. So that is the I'm gonna change the tempo down back to 60 beats per minute. One thing I will do is the dead man hang to start before I do any lat pull downs. So count to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there we go. So 3, 2, 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, slipping. I find that my fingers, they just start giving away. So it's a lot of it has to do with my overall body weight. I did have a fairly big dinner yesterday for a rest day on Easter Sunday, and I can feel it in the hands. So now, first exercise is going to be the lat pull downs. So as I stated earlier in the introduction today, I talked about having the bands here at the top. Just need the remote control. So I've got the bands attached. A red band attached here, another one attached here, and then at the ceiling I got purple bands. So heavier. Now, there we go. All right, so I'm going to attach the bands here. So what I want to do is actually have more stretch here and then pull this way. So the bands are pulling on the rear deltoids and the scapula as well. So by having a different direction, okay, there we go. So I have a stretch here right at the top. And the bands from the wall want to pull me towards. So here I am. Pulling them down. Lats holding them this way. Slow negative. So here, by working them like a strong explosive all the way, so by putting the elbows out wider, I'm activating the iron cross movement. Just going to put them on the elbows a little bit more. Wow. All right. Next exercise is going to be focusing on the chin up variation. So, again, I'm going to make sure that the ankle straps are on the elbows. And it shouldn't slide that much. There. All right. I can certainly feel the scapula being activated from the lat pull down. So it's good. And of course I can't reach this thing. So grabbing just a short little rest here. now let's begin. So now I'm pulling the rope. The red ones are pulling. So I'm squeezing the glutes, squeezing the quads. Oh wow. And rowing it at the same time. Wow. And certainly I can feel it in the back, having these two anchor points. Oh wow. Certainly feels a lot different today. Wow. Wow. Oh. All right. Next exercise is going to be elbow smashes. So that's where I'm going to take and switch the position and going this way and smashing the elbow from behind like this, like that. So just to get the last or the very beginning range of motion, range of movement, I'm just going to change this position slightly. Just check it. I'm checking it here to see. Yeah, like that. That's what I want. Just thinking if I should move this just a little farther back. Okay. Just gonna hold the remote here in my hand. Yeah, that's what I want. I could kneel down as well, like this. pull the elbow forward. I do realize that this weight is heavy. Probably should have reduced it. So I'm just going to do kind of like a body weight version. Yeah, that's actually equally as good. So I'm leaning forward. And I'm leading with the elbows. So it's kind of like a TRX version, but with the added interruption from the vibration plate. Oh. So while doing that, I was making sure that I was squeezing the core, the glutes, and the quads, so that way it's keeping the intensity and attention on the muscle group I was trying to focus on. So next up is going to be the brachialis, and that's where I'm going to take the red bands off. I'm going to have to change them anyways later, so they're going to come off here for this exercise. And that's where I'm going to take the door anchors and attach one to each band. I can take these off. Okay. Then this will go on the bottom of the foot. So that's what I'm going to do. Then this is going to go on this guy. Okay, so put this in here like that, and it stays. Hopefully it doesn't slide out. So, and then what I'm going to do is crisscross them here like this. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So kind of doing a pronation type curl and then holding them up like this. Okay. Okay. Really? Pronate them. Now lift them up. And then switch the sides. Be careful with that. I'm going to do this here. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Taking the now I'm going to switch to the inside. Feels good, actually. Can feel the activation of the brac with that movement. Next, I'm going to switch back to taking the door anchors off, and this time I'm going to use I think this height. Just see. I don't remember which light I should use. If I'm going to be there, I'm going to go one higher. So, just so it has a little bit more stretch on the bicep. And so this is the pelican that I'm going to do. And I'm going to put this one here. So, by attaching both bands to the has a center point, so it's going to activate the from the stretch point. So like this. So as if I'm standing like this. There we go. Okay, so that's where I'm going to put the vibration plate right here, approximately. Yeah. So bicep is fully stretched behind, and I'm curling it. Keep the elbow at the high point. Keep leaning forward. Lock the knees so that way the vibration travels all the way up to the shoulder and into the bicep. You can go a little wider if you wish. I can feel my fingers tingling because I'm squeezing the blood out. Flex the tricep at the very bottom. Wow. All right. Next up, I'm going to take the reason why I'm doing this is that I'm going to raise the vibration plate. I'm going to change this position, anchor it down here, I think, approximately. Oh yeah, I can certainly feel the activation of the brachialis from the first exercise. Okay, so I think somewhere this is going to have to come forward a little bit somewhere here, I think, approximately. So this is where I'm going to grab the towel, just remembered, and place this on my knees. There we go. So this is my modified version of the preacher curl that I like to do with the vibration plate. So there we go. good. Very good. Set it up right today. So, this is where you can add supination. So I like having here, so stretch, flex the tricep at the bottom. So now I'm working on the peak. When the bicep is not in a fully stretched position. Whoops, sliding off. Really? Just a few supination curls. There we go. All right. So that's it for today. Pump's good. So you can see. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't get a good pump from using the vibration. Because when you apply, muscle doesn't know numbers. It only knows resistance and time under tension. It's the only thing it knows. So, let's have a look at the heart rate for today. Today's date stamp, April 6th, 2026. Starting time at 11:27 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Maximum heart rate I hit today was 173, which is over and above my maximum calculated heart rate, 220 less my age, which is 171 So 173 is easy. Like I still could go more. So, and you can see my recovery was quite good after the 9 minutes. So, what can I say? Power your body with the best. Eat good amino acids. Support the development of peptides inside your body with this. And you're not injecting anything like you saw in the video earlier in this episode. Because to me that looks like steroids, and I don't like it. I really don't. And when you top it off with the cleanest and most absorbable water, you're in a position where you can really create strength and longevity in your body. And I think at the end of the day, that's what all of us want. It's not necessarily having all the muscle and everything like that. That's a bonus, right? But the other thing is to have the muscle to be able to do things with it. Because you can have all the muscle in the world, but if you can't do anything with it, there's no point having it. So, there are some guys, they have these biceps that are just abnormally large. I'm like, oh, I don't know. That just looks bad. To me, that they're looking for attention if they're doing that. To me, that's not a good thing. So, that's it for today for Move It Monday, mental focus and clarity. And I'll see you tomorrow for Tacky Tuesday. So eat well, rest up, and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.